everyone, and welcome back to Fancy Plants. My name's Katie, and today we're going to be making some dandelion coffee. So basically all you need for this is a whole ton of dandelions and their roots, and a bowl and some scissors, and we're just going to take the roots of them, chop them off, put them aside. So the whole process to this, you need the roots, and some time, and later I'm going to show you how to actually make it, but basically all you do is take the roots, you roast them a little bit, and then you put them in some hot water, leave them be for a little bit, and you make your coffee. So it's not super difficult, it just may take a little while. So I have all of these dandelions that my dad was just gonna throw out, and I'm gonna make something with them. So I'm gonna take all of the big roots. The little roots don't really do anything because when you roast them, they'll just kind of burn up. Don't really want those. There's actually quite a lot you can do with dandelions, which I love. And I've never tried this before, so this is kind of like my first go at it. And I'm excited to see how it goes. This video isn't going to be super long or anything. I have finals this week and next week, and I just have a whole ton of work I need to do for school. So I apologize if I'm kind of rushing through this one. I just have some schoolwork I need to get done as well. Roots like this are the kind of roots that you don't really want for this, just because they're so skinny and they're not really going to roast super well. They're not going to really give you that flavor. So roots like this, the kind of like woody roots, thick roots are the roots that you want. Yeah, okay. So 1:40, I have class in 20 minutes. I'm going to wash these real quick before I have to go off to class. Leave them out to dry, and then after class we're going to roast them in the oven. So I got them in a strainer inside, and I'm just going to run water over them. And kind of try to get some of that dirt out. So I just chopped up some of these roots and put them on this pan, and I'm about to throw them in the oven for 40 minutes at 350 degrees. I'm going to be checking on them throughout the time that they're in the oven just to make sure that they don't burn. I chopped them up into small pieces so they will cook easier, roast easier. Sorry, my dog will not stop barking. Yeah, so we're going to put them in the oven. So these have been in the oven for about 40 minutes. I think they're pretty all good and nice and roasted. They're not super flimsy anymore, but they're not burnt. So I think it's time to start actually making the dandelion coffee. Some people call it dandelion tea because it's made a lot like tea. One thing to note with these, my mom walked into the house and like started coughing immediately. Like there is like a huge smell. They kind of smell like potatoes, but if you have allergies or anything, just be careful of that. So I'm gonna boil some water. The recipe that I'm following says to boil about 2 cups of water. So I got 2 cups of water, put that in there, oh, and it spilled out. So I'm gonna boil my water. The recipe that I'm following says to boil it for about 10 to 15 minutes. It also says you can add spices like cinnamon and some other spices just to give it some extra flavor. I'm not gonna do that. I just want to try it how it is, some dandelion self. So I think I'm gonna let this come to a boil, and then I'm going to add my dandelion root. So water's boiling, almost. Okay, so I'm gonna add all of these to our boiling water. Oh, some fell on the ground, that's fine. That's okay. Add it to the boiling water. Stir it around a little bit. Gonna turn the heat down a tiny bit. And we're gonna let it boil for 10 to 15 minutes. I'm gonna check it around 10 to see how it's doing, and then see if we can taste it, see if it tastes good. It's already starting to get that color. It hasn't even been like a couple minutes yet. But we'll check in about 10 minutes. So it has been about 10 minutes, and it's coming along pretty nicely. It's a nice light brown color. I am gonna let it cook for a couple more minutes, but hopefully in a few minutes, this will be all good to go, and I can taste it and tell you what I think. Okay, so I think it is just about done. I'm gonna say it's done. I have a little strainer here just with a wet paper towel in it, and that's what I'm gonna use to help me dump it out into this cup. I'm gonna pour it in a little bit at a time. Just let it strain through. Hopefully this tastes like real coffee. It kind of looks like real coffee. Either coffee or tea. Okay. And in here you can see we're left with just like a little bit of root and some leftover dirt and whatnot. Gonna leave that there. Now we have our coffee and we're ready to taste it. So I have my Dandelion coffee. It doesn't smell like coffee. It smells very earthy. It may just taste like bad boiling water. I could have done this wrong. If you know more about dandelion and making things with dandelion, and I did do something wrong, definitely let me know down in the comments. Let's just go right in. Okay. So it doesn't taste exactly like coffee. It doesn't taste horrible. It definitely has a earthy taste. It's not the worst. I think maybe with some cinnamon and maybe a little bit of honey or maybe some other herbs and spices, it may be better. I may have also let it cook for too long because it was a little bit over 15 minutes. It's not horrible, just not the best thing I've ever tried. I may try to make it again with, some cinnamon or maybe add some honey into it. Actually, I'm gonna go add some honey to this and see if it tastes any better with honey in it. Okay, so I just added 2 little globs of honey and we're gonna see if that has improved it at all. Okay, it gets rid of that like harsh taste that I tasted at the beginning. Still not great. I think adding cinnamon may be a good idea. But I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's not the best, it's not the worst. It's okay. It's kind of a fun thing to try. I do want to try to make more things with dandelions. I kind of want to make dandelion oil, which I'm not quite exactly sure how to make it, but I know you use all the like heads of the dandelion, so all the ones that I didn't use I may use for that. So that is it for this week's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe down below, and give me some comments for things that you want to see this summer, some plants you want to see, some things that you want information about. If you have like problems going wrong with your plants, let me know. I can do some research and talk about it. Make sure to check out the blog at fancyplantsblog.com and follow me on Instagram at fancy.plants.blog, which both are linked down below as well. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.